when people sit at this dais, they need to remember they represent the city. They represent everything the city stands for. They have to maintain professional decorum. When they come to the meeting, they need to come with an open mind to listen to what the evidence and testimony is that's presented at that meeting and make a decision based on the facts. They didn't do that. There were at least 2 board members that, in my opinion, did not follow the rules, and there needs to be some action taken about it.
All of those things that you said are true, but the thing that to me was the most bothersome is that it wasn't the litigants that were on trial as much as our ordinance. That's the way it came across to me and to several others. The boards and the commissions are not there to make up the rules or decide if they like what the city council has deemed to be the law. Is it something I said? the fact that they were, I didn't feel that any of the decisions made were made based on what our current laws are. They were discussing the law, not whether the law was broken, but they were discussing the law. And the gentleman that came in with the pile of papers that he had already prepared, I mean, talk about violating the quasi-judicial spirit of things. That I was appalled. I was just appalled. And I was also very surprised that I got 3 letters about it from people who had watched the meeting and couldn't believe that this was Punta Gorda city government. So I think we need to, I looked it up. There's a wonderful handbook that the city clerk's office has prepared for board members. You can't get much clearer of what their jobs and duties are. And nowhere in it, it's about what, 16 pages long, 20 pages long. Nowhere in it does it say that the board gets to decide whether or not they like the law, therefore are they going to enforce it. That's not how this city works. We are a community of laws. And once the laws have been made, it is up to everybody in our staff, our government, our police department to support those laws. And I'm sorry, this meeting was a travesty. That's all I'm going to say.
I agree. I spent 5.5 hours watching it painfully, and the fact that this is a judicial, quasi-judicial board that makes decisions, final decisions on people's futures and the repercussions that go with them. These people on this particular board need to understand that they represent the city when they are sitting at this dais. They represent the rules that the city has in place. They are there to enforce them. They are there to not express personal opinions, not to do name calling, not to speak to the media before a quasi-judicial hearing takes place. One of the members actually went on record and was quoted in a New York Times article a couple of days before the meeting, which is against all the rules that we live by. If we ever did that, we'd be thrown under the Ethics Commission at the state level and be fired from our jobs and fined and maybe even go to jail.